Are you doing work that leaves you drained at the end of the day? And would you like to find out what your real purpose in life is? What gifts that you were born with that maybe you're not using at this time in your life, or maybe you've used them a little bit in your life, but they kind of come and go in your life? Well, in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to talk about a program called Your Sacred Gifts. And the ladies, distinguished ladies that are on our panel today have taken this course before, and they've uncovered gifts, they've had their gifts revealed to them, and then they found out what are their gifts and what are not their gifts, which is equally important. And then what are the next steps when you find out what your gifts are? So I'd just like to introduce you to what sacred gifts are, and having people that have taken the course is just a phenomenal way to do it. So in the next 30 minutes, we're going to talk about it, how it's life-changing, what your life is like now, and what your life could be like if you actually knew what your sacred gifts were. So my name is Dana Smithers. I am a certified Sacred Gifts guide. So I've taken the program from the founder and creator, Monique McDonald, an in-person course that I've taken with her. I've taken several levels to become certified. And I'm also a law of attraction trainer and business coach, but what I want to talk to you today about is sacred gifts and what they're all about. So what I would like to do is introduce our very distinguished panel. So they're just going to introduce themselves, and then we'll come back and we're going to talk about how the program affected them, what their sacred, even share what some of their sacred gifts are. So I would like to say a big hello to Jackie McLean. And Jackie, tell us a little bit about your business and where you live and all those good things.
Thank you, Dana. My name is Jackie McLean. I'm from Vancouver in Canada. And I'm an addictions recovery specialist and a clinical hypnotherapist. And I help business owners, entrepreneurs who struggle with substance and other addictions. And I'm really grateful I took your course, Dana. And I'm happy to talk to you about it as we progress in this call today.
Great, lovely, thanks so much. And Debbie, I'm just going to unmute Debbie. Welcome, Debbie, and where are you today?
Well, my name is Debbie Talbert, and today I happen to be in the flight attendant lounge because I'm a flight attendant, and I am also a coach and a trainer for coaches and trainers and authors, and I actually help them bring their offline workshops and trainings into the online world using this platform we're using right now, Google Hangouts. Right. And I am extremely grateful that I did the Sacred Gifts process with you, because it totally changed the direction of where I was fighting really hard to get to and go. Right. And now I don't fight anymore, and I have fun, and I use my gifts. And excellent. I'm really looking forward to sharing all that with everybody else.
Great, thanks, Debbie. And Brenda, big welcome to you. And are you in cold weather there, Brenda?
It's not too bad. It's in the low minuses, so or low minuses is good.
It's all relative, right? Since we know Debbie lives in Florida, and she's in that 30-degree weather down there, balmy and sunshine. But anyway, welcome, Brenda.
Thank you. I'm Brenda Eaton, and I took early retirement from my job in the corporate world. I'm currently on a spiritual and health journey, nice. And I do run a small business from my home. And yes, I'm very grateful that I took the Sacred Gift course. It's helped me a lot, and I look forward to discussing that further.
Great. Thanks, Brenda. You. Great. Lovely. So just to give you a little information about, what are the sacred gifts. Well, there are, according to Monique McDonald, who's created this program, and Monique's journey was very interesting. She was a nurse for about, 20 or 25 years. And sometimes she really enjoyed it, but when she went to other departments, she didn't enjoy it so much, and she really didn't know what was it? What was missing? You know, she started dreading going to work. She wasn't having fun. She didn't really feel like she was helping people. And actually, that's the definition of a sacred gift: is that you do it for the benefit of somebody else. So we're all born with, you know, certain talents, certain innate talents that we have that we may or may not like doing. For example, somebody may be really fantastic at playing the piano. Now, if that was a sacred gift, they would be playing the piano for the benefit of other people, and it would also bring them joy. Now, if they're just playing the piano for themselves and say, oh, no, I just do that for myself, then that's not a sacred gift. That would be considered a talent. Now, skills we can learn. So, for example, if we wanted to learn how to use the Google Plus platform, which we're using right now, which Debbie Talbert teaches and has taught me, and she's mentored me in it, trust me, that's not a sacred gift for me, but it's actually a sacred gift for Debbie, and she's going to talk about that. I can learn it. I have that skill, and I could share it with somebody else, but it's not. The techie world is not really my space. So we can have a skill, we can learn a skill rather. We have innate talents, which, as I said, may just be for ourselves. You may love to dance, but you just do that for yourself, but not for the benefit of somebody else. So a sacred gift, by definition, is for the benefit of somebody else. And since I consider the Sacred Gifts program to be part of a spiritual journey, as Brenda mentioned, she was on a spiritual journey. I've been on a spiritual journey since I was 35, and the journey keeps going on and on and on, and really there is no end in sight. But knowing what my sacred gifts were was actually life-changing for me. Life-changing in terms of how I looked at what a sacred gift is. So the program that Monique has set up, there are about 24 sacred gifts, and we all have 3 to 5 of them. So what the ladies in the program on the panel today are going to talk about when they took a program that I do online, just what they uncovered, how they looked at things differently, and how they started looking at people differently as well, and other gifts that people have. So one of the things that really indicates whether you have a sacred gift and you're using it is how much joy you are feeling in your life. So it's for the benefit of somebody else. And someone, now when I say that, maybe you think about somebody, well, that's in the, let's just say the funeral business. It's like, well, how do you get joy out of that? Well, having dealt with people not too long ago who are in the funeral business, I couldn't do what they did. The women and even the men that I spoke with were so gracious. They made us all feel so comfortable. They handled everything. That was their sacred gift. And since I've been in the hospital a lot lately as well, and the seniors' homes and care homes, I just marvel at the gifts that those nurses and caretakers have, and they're so happy, and they're making jokes, and they're loving it. Not my sacred gift. So I'm able to appreciate them so much more, and I bless them for doing that, because there's just things that I could not do. Now, for me, with the sacred gifts, I found, as I said, it's been life-changing, because I'll just give you one of my sacred gifts, which happens to be writing. And I remember having that revealed in the program, and I thought, writing, well, anybody can write. Like, okay, well, I wrote a book. I've got that ebook up there. I actually got I've actually written 5 ebooks, and I journal every day. And I thought, writing, and I remember saying to Monique, well, everybody can write, and she went, okay, stop right there. She said, not everybody can write, down it, and she said, that's a part of a sacred gift. And for me, if I don't write every day or blog or do something, I don't feel very happy. So I know that when you know what your sacred gifts are, you will feel happier. You will feel more joy. Every minute of the day, not necessarily, but you're going to be more on track. And feeling more on purpose, right? Because when we talk about the law of attraction, everything is about how you feel. So if you're in work that's draining you, and you come home at the end of the day and you're tired and you're not joyful, it's probably not the right work for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you just have to quit your job like that, because we want you to have a bit of a plan, but once you know what your gifts are, then you can start to move towards that direction. And it might even be that the job that you're currently in is the right job. Maybe you're just not in the right department or something. So you might be at the right workplace. So don't give up. Listen to what we've got to say here. But you know that you are living and using one of your sacred gifts for the benefit of somebody else, because it makes you, or it can't make you, but you feel joyful when you use it. And I know that all of the ladies on the panel have great stories to share about how finding out their sacred gifts really changed their life, and how we can be more on purpose and feel like we have a reason to be on this planet, because every single person has a sacred gift. Every single person. It doesn't matter. The sacred gifts are not respecter of gender, of height, of weight, or country you live in, or whatever. Everybody, or medical condition, everybody has a sacred gift that they're brought here to share for the benefit of somebody else. So I'm going to now ask my wonderful panel, and I'm going to start with Jackie, to tell us a little bit about, what was it like before you uncovered your sacred gifts, and how has your life changed because of it?
Dana, I turn 60 next year.
Wow. Looking good. Wow.
So it's taken me 59 years to figure out my sacred gift.
So it's the journey, right?
That has been my journey.
Yeah.
I have 4 adult kids, and my understanding of my life, because I was raised a Catholic, was I have to be the perfect mom and the perfect wife and do this for my kids and shuttle them to hockey and soccer, and that's all I do. And work, work, work.
Yeah.
And when I discovered my sacred gifts of healing and teaching and compassion, I didn't want to accept it, because who am I to help people heal? Or who am I to teach? Or so, and as you know, with my gift of compassion, I do feed the homeless consistently. I've been doing that for 3.5 years now. But I didn't realize it was my gift. I was just doing it because I was doing it. And after taking a course, Dana, I've had so much more clarity that now I'm really helping entrepreneurs who struggle with addictions and really healing them through that process. But it's only because of your workshop and the understanding that I got to taking a course. So I'm really, really grateful, Dana.
Yeah, and Jackie, we are so grateful for you. And I remember when you took the course, and like you said, you're trying to fight this a little bit and saying, well, who am I? Well, Jackie, there's a bigger power that is in our life, and this is where the sacred gifts come, right? I don't care if you believe in, God, source, spirit, energy, the universe, just law of attraction or whatever. It doesn't matter. We know that there's something bigger than us in the world, and I would assume that most people listening to this are on a spiritual journey and want to know that. So for you to embrace that, I've watched you even over the last year, how you've, been really accepting, yes, I am a healer, right? Personally, I'm not a healer, so I can't embrace that, but I love that you're a healer, and I also love the fact that you've got a book coming out. So I just want to give you another little minute here, Jackie. Why don't you tell us about that book, because that's going to benefit so many people, because as you say, a lot of people with addictions hide them. Right, and they're not somebody you can go to a networking meeting and say, oh, hi, I'm a healer, do you have an addiction? Right, so it's, you've got to reach those people in a very different way. But now that you have that gift, maybe talk a little bit about that book. I know you're just in the process of it, but it's going to be wonderful.
Talking about addictions, there's a lot of shame about it. A lot of guilt and a lot of shame. So, like you said, I can go to a network meeting and talk about it. So my book, Crack the Cocaine Code, helping people step-by-step strategies to get clean.
Right.
And I'm really excited about it, and I plan to, for it to come out in the next couple of months.
Oh,
Really
fabulous.
excited because I know the simple tools will help people really get clean and healthy,
Yeah.
mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, and spiritually healthy.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
really excited about it.
Yeah, that's absolutely fabulous. So I would say too that is writing one of your sacred gifts, Jackie? Did that come up for you?
Not at all.
Okay, and that's really interesting because for me, like when we've been on some courses together, and I've written out my table of contents, like that book behind me, this one, the Law of Attraction for Women in Business: The Power of Your Words. That took me honestly a couple of days to write, and so for me, once I just sit down, I just set my intention, get my download, and write. But I know that for you, it's like, okay, so even, getting someone to help, because I know you've been coached on this too, like it's all going to come together. And actually, Monique McDonald, who's the founder of this program, she does not have writing as a gift as well, and she's been talking about a book for quite a while now, so we'll find out when that's going to happen for her. But thanks so much for sharing that, Jackie.
Yeah.
Thank you. Really, really appreciate it. And I know you're doing great work. And I can tell how good you feel about being able to help people as well. I'm just going to come to Debbie Talbert. And Debbie, you have an interesting story because you and I did some work together about your sacred gifts.
Yes, and I too, like Jackie, I took into my 50s to find my sacred gifts,
There's hope for all of us, right?
But I'm enjoying, now that I've figured it out and I understand them, and I allow myself to use them, then my life is much more enjoyable, and I'm having a lot more fun. Originally, when I took the process, just like Jackie was fighting, I was fighting it too, because one of my gifts came up as knowledge. And for me, the way I was raised, and in my family, the dynamics, I was the dumb one. So when it came up as knowledge, my brain immediately went, this is a mistake, there's no way, that is not me. And then when I read further and understood more what that meant, I got it, because it's true, I get a book, and I'll start to read it, and once I get what I need from it, then I put it down and I can pick up another one. So I also let go of the judging of myself of not finishing books. But then I also realized that that's also teaching is another one, and when it's something that I really, really enjoy. And I love teaching people how to use this particular platform, the Hangouts. But I also realized in life, once I thought about it, when I did become passionate about something, I couldn't wait to tell everyone and teach them how to use it, whatever it was. And the direction I was actually heading for several years, I would say 8 years, was down the network marketing world. And it wasn't working for me. I was struggling. It was hard. It wasn't fun. And by discovering my sacred gifts, I learned to let go of that and be okay with it, because that's not one of my gifts, what it takes to put that together and help people be successful in that particular profession. And I let go of it, and now I'm doing my own business and creating it, and it's different for me because I've been an employee forever, over 30 years. However, I'm loving it, and I know that what I'm doing is helping people. Yeah. And that's what makes it really fun for me.
Exactly, yeah. And I know, Debbie, thanks so much for that. I just want to say something about us being in the 50s. I don't know the age of Brenda, so maybe we'll find that out as well. But a lot of my life changed when I hit 50. I left the corporate world and became a solopreneur and all these things. And really, it's not about our age, because I think most of us at somewhere in our life earlier are using our sacred gifts. So there's some things that we do feel happy about. There's certain things in our work that we've done. But when you really get what a sacred gift is, then instead of all these forks in the road, should I go this way, or this way, then here's the path, right? Or here's the path, and we can get focused on that, and we can start eliminating these other things. Like I know you said, Debbie, you were looking at the network marketing. I know a lot of women in network marketing, and I can tell that they do not like it. They're doing it for the money. They're not enjoying it, but somewhere in there, there's a sacred gift that may make a difference how they sell their product or how they meet people. So sacred gifts can be and often are dormant, right? And I noticed that even just talking about my gifts, Jackie, you talking about yours, and Debbie, you talking about yours, we all kind of resisted. It's like, nah, oh, I'm not, or how could I be that, or how could I be a healer? How could I be a teacher? Well, I read a book every other day, and I really enjoy the teaching part. Like even in the network marketing, when you were teaching, you were probably really enjoying that, but didn't realize that that's a sacred gift, right?
Right.
So it's wonderful, equally as wonderful, to know the gifts that we don't have, because we don't have to beat ourselves up anymore. Just like with Jackie, nah, not a writer. Find a ghostwriter, work with somebody, right? There's ways to get your message out there, but Jackie's a healer. So she has decided that one of the ways that she can help the world with those addictions is by writing this book and giving people tools. So that's wonderful. And same with you, Debbie. Like you're teaching coaches and trainers, and I think you even said authors, how to use this platform to teach and get their message out there. So, we're creating a new world, ladies. I mean, we are. The spiritual journey never ends. It's just when you get that you're on one, you look at your life differently and you look at the world differently. All right, so let's move on to Brenda, who has quite a different story in her life. So Brenda, by the way, I love your hair.
Thank you. I'm loving it too.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah, Brenda and I have known each other for a while, and listen to us, we're being real gals here, ladies, but I love it. Looks fabulous. All right, then. All right, sacred gift.
Thank you. And to answer your question, yes, I'm there too. And my new motto is, life really begins at 50.
Oh, very good. I like that. Yeah.
What I found before I took the course is I would second guess myself in the roles I was playing in my corporate job. I would think, oh, I need to try to get into a supervisory position or a leadership position, and really without even knowing if that's what I really wanted, or if that's something that I could do.
Right.
And taking this sacred course gift, it's given me the confidence that I know now where my strengths are, and I can focus on them and kind of guide myself in which direction I want to go. And I'm not so just with my home business, for example, I can instead of focusing on something that I'm not good at, then
Right.
I'll focus on what I am good at encouragement and coaching other people in their home businesses and that kind of stuff to help them. And I get more enjoyment out of that than, say, talking in front of a big group of people. Then I'm very uncomfortable in those situations. And so it's really helped me that way. The other thing that it helped me to understand and appreciate others' strengths and their maybe not so strengths. And it takes me away from judging them
Nice.
for the things maybe that they're not good at, and also myself.
Right.
So I can let go of those things that I'm not good at,
Yeah.
and I can focus on those gifts and strengths and move my life in that direction.
Right.
And yeah, so I can see where people that don't know what their gifts are and don't understand what the sacred gifts are all about, that can cause conflict because they think that everybody should be the same as them,
Right.
and then they tend to judge people because of what they're not good at. And I think this is an awesome program, and I think it could help in a lot of areas of life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Jackie. And I remember when you were doing the program, and we talked about that, how immediately you were looking at someone and you went, huh, they've got the sacred gift of blah, 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 which is one you didn't have, and you went, no wonder they do that, right? You know, there's some people that, you know, will come into, let's say, an event, and the first thing they do is look at and say, well, the chairs are all wrong, this should go over here and that should go over there. They actually have the gift of service, so let them go for that, right? Like, they're not, their intention is not to criticize. It's just that that's their sacred gift. They do that without even thinking. And in 5 minutes, they've got that whole place organized, and it's amazing. And we can just stand back and go, not my gift. Right? Isn't that a great thing? Yeah. So another little gift, I like to tell this story, and I usually do in the program, but when you find out you don't have a gift, I do not have the gift of hospitality. And, you know, I have a lovely home. I have a nice area to have people in and all of that, but I don't enjoy it. I would rather go out with people to a restaurant, let them order what they want, have nice conversation, all of that. However, I have a sister, Lori, who has major gift of hospitality, and I've always said, and she has done this, if there was somebody on the street at Christmas time and she knew them, then she'd be inviting them into her home, which she has done into my home as well. But that's another story. And I've accepted that. It's like, you know what, that's Lori's gift, and what a wonderful gift to have. And then she realizes that I don't have that gift, and it just, you know, it's just like a stress coming off your shoulders. I don't have to have people over for Christmas or Thanksgiving or big birthday. I mean, I do that sometimes, but I'm very aware of I'm doing it because I want to, but it's not like Lori, who just loves the cooking and putting things together and all of that. I'll do the decorating of the table and all of that, because that is one of my sacred gifts, is creativity, because I used to be a decorator and stager. But yeah, it's so nice to know what your gifts are not. So on that note, I love to thank my panel for joining me today. I know that we had a great time doing that. So I'm just going to let the viewers know about a program that I do have coming up, and let me just see where this is. So this is the Discover Your Sacred Gifts program. It'll be on a Google Hangout show like this. So you just go to danasmithers.com/programs/sacred-gifts. And that will tell you about the program. The next one is starting in February, and it's really nicely spaced out. It's all online, so you're just given, all you need is a computer. You go to the online program, and you actually walk yourself through it. So you're going to uncover what some of your gifts are through various processes. And when you go to that URL, I've outlined there what week 1 is, how you'll uncover through looking at a word list and clues about yourself. And then we move on in week 2, so it's a 1-hour program for 4 weeks. And we look at what is a sacred gift. There are recordings of the 24 sacred gifts, how they're defined, what would you look for if you had that sacred gift. So in the program you'll find that out. It's very exploratory and very experiential, so nobody else can do it for you, right? There's absolutely no right or wrong answers to what comes up for you. And as I said, there are 24 sacred gifts outlined in this program, and we usually have about 3 to 5 of them. And some of them are a little bit more dominant in our life than others, and some, like you heard with us, that you might be surprised that you have them. And some gifts may be dormant. I don't know where you are in your spiritual journey. I mean, we put a number by the 50s, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I started my spiritual journey when I was 35. It's just that you never know where the journey is going to take you. That's why it's called a journey, right? So remember that a sacred gift is something that you've been given, and you use this for the benefit of somebody else, but it also brings you joy. And with that joy, you should feel energized and energetic, enthusiastic, and looking forward to getting up in the day and finding out who you can help. And even with Jackie talking about, working with people with addictions, you can't say that that's like a joyous, happy, wonderful space to be in. Not in the beginning, but once the healing starts, there's lightness, there's brightness, there's people can then find out more about who they are and not so covered up and disguised by all the drugs or chemicals or whatever is going on in their life. So that's a wonderful thing. And another thing with the program that's coming up, so we'll do the 4 weeks, 1 hour, and then about a month later, I like to check back in with people. And at that time, I invite Monique McDonald, who is the founder and creator of the Discover Your Sacred Gifts program. So the people on the program get to chat with her and talk about her, and I know that a few people emailed after and had some questions. So it's a great program. Look forward to having you join me if that's a program that sounds like it's something that maybe it's time for you to find out what your sacred gifts are. So go ahead, check us out on the website, and Brenda, Debbie, Jackie, namaste, and thank you so much for being on the program today.
Namaste.
Thank
Bye
you.
for now.
Bye for now.